how to create colourful stroke designs like this in Designer. I'm just going to use another shape. So I'm just going to go over here and select a basic circle. And once you've done that, now your stroke may be different here, but the key panel, appearance. You need the appearance panel. And what you can do in appearance panel, you can add stroke. You've already got one stroke, so let's just change this stroke. Now I'm just going to go for brushes. For some weird reason, that brushes panel is closed down. You've got thousands of brushes. You can use all these brushes as a stroke. So I'm going to use markers for this purpose of this tutorial. And just simply click here. And that is applied to that stroke. You can change the colour. Go over here to appearance, click there and change it to red. And you can set the colour, click there, and you can go maybe set it to 200. So you've got 200, you've got that stroke. But also what you can now do is you can go over here and you can select it and right click and duplicate. And now you've got two. Now the one on top is the one you want to change. And you can change it, say, to yellow. So if I say there, go there and just go around and it's yellow, orange. But 200, it's exactly the same. So to make it smaller, let's just click there and reduce the size down to say 100. Now you can see you've got the red and you've got the yellow in the center. Now you can tweak other things, but what you can also do is you can do even more. Just simply select that, right click and duplicate again and do exactly the same. Change it to green this time or blue. Again, make certain change the size. So click there and down, reduce it down to say 36. So you can see you've got red, you've got yellow and green. But what you can also do is you can select this one and you can go over here and you can click this. But however, at this point, you have to go back here and change sometimes the stroke. As soon as you change the brush, it changes the stroke on the image. So it's probably best to make all the strokes, the brush strokes first, and then change the size. Okay, so you've got that, and you can of course do that with all the ones you've got. You might have 10 different strokes added. They can all have different brushes. So you can create this. Well, once you've done that, what you can then do is you can change the colour. You might decide, oh, I don't want this as red, yellow, etc. Well, you can always go to layer and you can go down here to new adjustment layer. And you can go down here and maybe go for HSL. And then you can just tweak it. So you can turn it, make it blue, purple, greens, pinks, etc. and close that. You can also, if you wish, go to the styles panel. And you can find that in the window menu. All the panels are in the window menu with version 2. With version 1, it's view menu and studio. And you can always go to the right side of styles and you can then go down here and add style from selection. And if you've got it selected, it will add it. If it hasn't selected it, then it's not going to add it, even though that's what I wanted. There it is. It's been added. Now, it doesn't add the adjustment. So if you've got an adjustment, that's not synced. So it's still green. You can still see the green there and all the other as well. So now if I just go over here again and I can click these other ones, you can see I've got these other ones I created earlier, but I can simply click this one and I'm back to exactly what I had before. So at any point you can restore it. Now, don't want the brushes, so I'm just going to close this panel. Well, what you can also do is you can convert this design to a curve. At the moment, I've got this as obviously a shape, a circle, and I can modify certain things. The same if I've got a star, it will have certain properties like the points, etc., etc. But now I want to change the actual nodes. So click convert to curves. So click there, and then you can see these, and you've got the node tool up here, and you can tweak this, and you can distort it and change it in all kinds of ways. You can also just go over here, and you've got the contour tool. So click that, and you can increase that and change that, and that will change that. And also you can click here, and you can create a variety of different designs simply by just changing the contour. You don't have to do the contour bit, but that's a nice feature with contours. But again, node tool, you can still modify all these points and tweak it and modify these. You can select the whole thing. You can use all these various actions to modify it even further. Now, another thing you can do, if you've got photo, you can always go to File and Edit in Photo. So if you want to, File and Edit in Photo. Once it's opened, what you can do, you can see exactly the same. So if you go there, let's move the channels out of the way. You've got the layers here. You can expand this out and you've got HSL. Well, you can also add effects to it. You can add multiple effects. You can add twirls, you can add this, you can add everything. Now you can add them via filters, but that will just turn it into a pixel layer, which means it won't be live. But you can also, with that selected, this curve, what you do, you can go to layer and you can go down here, new live filter layer, and you can use any of these. I'm just going to go with Twirl, but you could use other ones. You've got the panel, you can change the angle and you can change the radius, and then you can change the origin point, and you can add more than one. You could add 10 twirls. Obviously, the more you add, the more complexity it's going to be. And close that. And you can see there you've got quite a complex design, and it's all still live. You can still, at any point, just go over here to the node tool, and you can select the nodes in here as well. So you can modify that, move it around, change it, tweak it. Doesn't matter. You think, oh, you know what? I want to work it in Designer still. I don't want to work just in Photo, but I want to work in Designer. You can always go back at any point. So File and down to Edit in Designer. So you see in Designer, again, you've got the layers, you've got exactly the same as before. You've got Twirl, HSL, Shift Adjustment, and you can still modify all of those things. You can modify the contour, still tweak that, change that, do a variety of different things. You've also got the contour, a node tool, which you can use. You can just tweak it and change that. But also what you can do, if you want, you can create multiple copies of this as well. So simply, let's go over here. You've got this curve, and you can just duplicate it. So make certain the curve is selected, hold down the Alt Option key, and then drag. And you can build up a very complex design. Now, also another option you could do, you could save this to a symbol. So you could use a symbol, and then you've got that symbol, which then can be tweaked and modified, and all of them will be modified by using this symbol approach. But you can see here you've got these, and if you want, you can always simply go here. And even though Designer hasn't got a twirl, you can always just double click, and you can bring up a panel here, and you can change the angle. You can also change the origin point to create different designs from the other shapes. And it's still a shape. You can still go there, node tool, and modify and tweak this design. Change it in even more ways. Also, because it's just a layer, you can see all these are layers. You can then simply go up here and you've got blending modes. So you can actually turn around and say, well, I don't want it to be normal. I want it to go down here, and you can see then you can mix. So you can go say hard mix. So you can create different sort of ways in colour schemes just using maybe that or maybe difference. So just go down there, maybe use difference instead, and so on. And of course, you've got maybe 10 layers. You can build up very complex, though it could probably get a bit messy. I hope you found this tutorial of interest. Any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Always great to hear from you. Thank you much. Bye.